Hello, Phantoms, and welcome to Midnight Monster-rama, where every night is Halloween. I'm Byron.
I'm Nick. And, oh, thank goodness.
All right, tonight we're digging back in, buddies. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Oh, it's a long time coming.
So, Nick, what do you know about Halloween 4?
I don't think I know anything about it, to be honest. Probably might have seen a little bit of it on TBS or USA when I was younger.
I was 10 years old. This was the first Halloween film I saw in the theater. The lead in the film, Danielle Harris, is the same age as me exactly. So to see this kid running around trying to get away from the shape, I really connected with this film because of that, and a little history on Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and some personal context for me.
Oh, do tell.
This movie was directed by Dwight H. Little, written by Alan McElroy, who also wrote the Spawn movie and the Spawn animated series. He wrote this movie in like 11 days. There was a writer's strike. It was crazy. So the last one came out in 82. After that, Carpenter and everybody, they kind of for a while toiled with the sequel, but ultimately they sold all their rights back to Moustapha Akkad. He executive produced all of them up until now, but now it's his company, Truncus Pictures, that is kind of behind the scenes no matter where Halloween goes for distribution.
So he's basically the soul.
And after his passing, his son Malik took over. It's a family thing. It's really cool.
Seeing that this was part of your era, do you think it's because of the popularity of Jason and Freddy? They're like, oh no, we gotta bring back Mike.
Oh, definitely. The slasher genre kept going, and it was still pretty strong at the time, and then they're like, what are we doing? You know, we started this. We got to come back and reclaim the mantle.
I like that. But the question is, does Mike Myers reclaim the mantle in part 4? We'll find out.
And we're back. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Nick, what did you think?
I did have fun watching it, and yeah, I would watch it again because there's a lot of stuff that I think I could rewatch, some memorable scenes, but that ending, oh, you saw it a mile away, and I was just like, please don't make it happen, please don't make it happen, please don't make it happen. It happened. Loomis was screaming at the end, and I'm going, no, no, please, no. It's kind of like, okay, Halloween 3, slow pacing, cheesy as hell, but a great ending. Halloween 4, fun movie, twists and turns. The final twist was just garbage. So, you know, it just, blah. So what did you think?
Here's why I think that ending's amazing. As you mentioned, every Halloween film that's worth anything has like a good twist ending. Halloween 2 is still worth something. Yes. Doesn't have a good twist, but it's got a crazy, awesome finale. But this film was really wanting to grab the spirit of the original and amp everything up to like 20. They have this theme throughout. Loomis keeps saying he's not a man, it's evil. The crazy drunken preacher.
I love that character so much. I wanted more of that guy.
Yeah, me too. He even says, "You can't kill damnation. It don't die like a man dies." The whole thing points at no matter what, this evil and this cycle will continue. If we're going to have an ending where we pretend that we've killed Michael for good, then we have to have an ending where there's another stinger of some sort. I don't think anyone made this ending and thought, oh, the next one, we're going to have a little kid running around killing people.
It was 1988. I wouldn't be surprised.
I really think that they gave it this ending because it's a definitive nightmare for Loomis. It is, and Donald Pleasance gives, I think, one of his best acting moments in the entire series in the ending. When he looks up that staircase and sees that after all these years, after everything he's done, after everything he's tried, when he finally thinks they've won, it's just going to start again with someone else. That desperation and tears and utter defeat on his face, that's almost as devastating as the ending to the first film. Younger, not as defeated version of himself looks down and just thinks, I knew it. I knew we couldn't stop him. But now he's been doing this forever, and he thinks just maybe they've stopped him this time. And it's useless, and it's all going to happen again. And, part of it maybe is nostalgia. When I saw it in the theater as a kid, I wasn't expecting it. I didn't see the foreshadowing,
Of course. The Loomis going a little crackers at the end because, Jamie is now the killer, yada, yada, yada. It just felt so tropey to me because not discounting, like, the fact that you saw it as a kid, but if you know 80s movies and stuff, it's always that next generation thing that's going to happen. They tried doing that with Friday the 13th. They did that with this movie. They're going to try that with The Dream Child. But of course, goodness prevails. They did it in Star Trek. Well, that was good. They did it with Transformers, and that was good. 2 out of 5 ain't bad.
Rodimus Prime was the bomb for about 10 minutes. I love what you got to say. I completely disagree with almost all of it.
Okay.
But I have a very different take on the film, and I've seen it a million times.
Enlighten me then.
Okay. I'll start with what I also didn't like. So in their attempt to kind of make this the Terminator 2 or Aliens of Halloween films, I think they slighted Michael a little bit. The way he's framed in a lot of the shots and just the way the fear of him is composed in this film is much more straight on and either Terminator or Jason. Feels just a little more pedestrian the way he's depicted in the film. They do have some effective nightmare imagery of Michael that I like. There's a nightmare at the beginning with Jamie, and he's coming out from under the bed, out of the closet. He's everywhere all at once.
That was a great scene, yes.
Yeah, I love that scene, but I feel like a lot of the film does slight the shape. What do we like about Halloween 4? And I think my likes are going to be a little bit different than yours too, but what do you really like about Halloween 4?
What I like about Halloween 4 was that, yes, it was better than the third one. Hey, we're gonna bring it all back. The whole gang is coming, except for Laurie. But I digress. For what it was worth, it was a fun thrill ride. It really was. Like, it had its great moments. It had my moments where I was pumping my fist in the air going, yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
This movie is very inspired by James Cameron. Aliens and Terminator 2 follow the structure of the first films fairly closely, but every set piece is elevated exponentially. That's what this film did. From the awesome atmospheric opening in this crazy mental institution with this awesome weird character actor, this is where society keeps its worst nightmares, given the amazing elevator pitch about Michael Myers as they're going down into hell, creepiest coma ward ever, and his escape so much more brutal and violent.
He's brutal. His most dangerous weapons are his hands. But the fight between him and Brady was actually really cool because I was like, well, he grabbed the shotgun right out of the dude's hands. And I was like, he's gonna shoot him because, let's face it, he drives a car. He's like the ultimate killer. But he's just like, I don't need this to kill you. And I'm just like, oh, I like you even more.
This movie is loaded with awesome, quirky characters. Alan McElroy was like, any weird side character, we gotta make him interesting. They cast people that looked really different or had a weird voice or whatever, especially that guard at the beginning, traveling preacher man, drunken mob.
With the heart of gold.
Yeah. Hard-boiled cop turned sheriff.
The sheriff was actually believable and likable. You actually go, oh, well, here comes the cops. They're stupid in this movie. They're gonna do that. I don't believe it. He's just like, I actually kind of believe you. All right, let's do this. Wow, a smart person in a movie like this. Who would have thought?
My favorite kind of sequels are ones that do something different, especially now in this day and age where I feel like so many series of movies are pre-packaged and they're like a trilogy that's already planned out. The best horror and slasher sequels, especially in the 80s, are the ones where a different director comes in and they give it a whole different, fresh spin. And I think that's what happened here. They took the essentials of the first film and they went straight in, action-y aesthetic with it. It's a horror film, but
oh yeah.
But doing that, it doesn't feel exactly like a clone of any of the other slashers. It doesn't feel like an Elm Street clone. It feels like just an amped up Halloween sequel.
What are your feelings about the retconning of these characters that were obviously dead?
When I go into a Halloween sequel, I don't expect it to be the same caliber as the first Carpenter films. I want a cool, fun film that does something interesting or fun with the story. I was glad to see Loomis again. I was glad to see Michael again. And the way I kind of even justify it in my head, Michael is pure evil, obviously. He can't be destroyed. So if he can't be destroyed, maybe Loomis can't either. Maybe it's his burden that these two are going to just fight each other forever.
That's how I wanted the ending to be. It was just that never-ending struggle of like Loomis versus Michael. As far as retconning goes, flat out, no Loomis, no movie. Nothing compares to that character. However, the thing that I thought was just really confusing to me was that the only survivor of part 2, in a sense of main characters and stuff, she's the one who's dead in this movie.
I know that can be a tough thing too. It's obvious that they couldn't get Jamie Lee Curtis to come back. Yeah, I think just at the time, it wasn't what anybody involved in the originals wanted to do, other than our hero, Mustafa Akkad. And Donald Pleasance loves playing Dr. Loomis, and he's just like, yeah, I'll do it. I guess at some point he said, they asked how many he would do, and he said, I'll do 22 of them, and then I'll stop.
Nice.
He didn't live to do 22, but I really enjoy it. I could watch it a million times. So 7 out of 10 for me for Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
I had to re-watch the trailer for the upcoming movie because I just needed that balance in knowing that the upcoming film is just going years after the first one, not the second, not the third, not the fourth. Laurie is back, older, wiser. I kind of want to see that a lot more than I do the rest of the films right now because I'm skeptical. It would be a 7 out of 10 for me if it were a time that we watched the movie having beer. Not condoning the use of alcohol or whatever. Seeing that I got thrown into it the first time, for what it was worth, and this goes with the rest of the movies that we've seen so far, they do have a rewatchability. Like all of them do. Moments that I want to recapture and rewatch because maybe there's something I missed. That's the reason why we started this project. 4 definitely hits that because as much as I do not like that ending, there is still something to be said about the film and with the fun factor and the frights and the cleverness. I just have to give it a 6 out of 10. And that would mean there was a 10, a 6, a 6, and a 6, but I don't want to be cliche. So part 3 goes down to a 5. So we're at 10, 6, 5, 6. And I'm not saying that because, there's no Michael Myers. It's the pacing of the third movie and the overusage of the really terrible music, which is still stuck in my head to this day, and I still lose many hours. So many.
Yeah, so we made it through Halloween 4. Next week we're going to be watching Halloween 5. And we'll see if Nick survives.
So, dear Phantoms, tell us what you think. Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Are you kind of in that middle ground where I'm at? Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And, of course, ring that little bell on the side so you can get updated for the next episode.
And with that, dear Phantoms, ends another Midnight Monster-rama. I'm Byron.
And I'm Nick. And we will see you in the... And this is Horace. Good night, guys.
What are you talking about, man? This is Michael Myers right here. Yeah,
no,
Horace.
it's...
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. You like son of a...
That sounded like Horace. I hope he's okay.